Hey guys, welcome back. This is StockBroc. Today I am breaking down how to start researching your own stocks, some tips, and we'll combine beginner-friendly stock research habits you can start building with a deep dive on how to dive into earnings reports that can help you pick winning stocks. So step number one is getting your tools ready. Gather your essential resources such as a good stock screener you can use for free, like FinViz, access to earnings reports, like 10Qs and 10Ks, which you can find on the investors page for any stock ticker, and a reliable news source, anything like CNBC, Bloomberg, and you're going to be able to find the news based on off that stock ticker. So after you got all your tools ready, you're going to move on to step number two, will be to start with companies whose products or services you understand. That'll make it a lot easier to read when you're reading the annual reports for the company and when you're going through the earnings as well. Step number three is when you start diving into the earnings report. Here's where it gets powerful. Look at the revenue growth first. Is the company selling more than before? And is it growing steadily or is it declining? This is kind of where you get to see the trends for the business. Check out net income and margins to see if the company is actually making money or just cutting costs. You can see if their revenue is plateauing, if their revenue is declining, or if their revenue is increasing. There are cycles to each business, so you want to look out for these trends. Watch for earnings per share, EPS. Whether the company beat analyst expectations, this often sparks price movements in the stock. And don't skip the cash flow statement. Strong cash flow lets the company invest and survive in tough times. So if you're really worried that we're going to have a recession, you want to look for those companies that have a strong balance sheet and have a strong financial statements. Step number four, you're going to use your screener to compare. Run simple filters like market cap, revenue growth, debt levels to compare your stock against its peers. This helps you spot stronger companies in the same industry. So this is where you kind of do like a competitor analysis to see where your stock is trading compared to competitors. So you, for example, like Amazon is a competitor to Walmart. Walmart's a competitor to Costco. There's a bunch of companies that are competitors and you might not think of it. Now we're going to move on to step number five, which is build and track a watch list. Create a watch list of 5 to 10 stocks beginning. Follow their quarterly earnings, news, and analyst updates. Make sure you do your research on listening to the earnings call. You can find these apps that let you listen to the earnings call for free. You can also just go to the investor relations page and listen to the webcast. This ongoing tracking sharpens your judgment and helps you spot trends. So step number 6, you're going to start asking yourself questions. Is this business growing sustainably? Are margins improving or worsening? What are management's takeaways and guidance for the future? How does the company compare to competitors? Answering these questions helps you keep research focused and actionable. So you're constantly looking into what the business is doing, how the management is wording their earnings, and just the trend of the business, because you can tell a lot by just from listening to the earnings call and just from reading the annual report and the quarterly reports that come out. Start small, but use earnings reports as your core research tool. Over time, combine this with other insights to build your own stock strategy. So you're going to be able to see where you have more knowledge, you have an edge on other people. Say you work in healthcare, you have more insight to the healthcare industry rather than someone that works in construction. So you're going to use your edge against other people, because investing is basically competition versus other people, and that's why people that are patient and invest over the long term win. Over time, combine this with other insights to build your own stock strategy. Subscribe for more practical investing guides. To kind of go through it again, we'll go through it. Step 1 is get your tools ready, like any stock screeners, news, earnings report, reliable news. Pick a stock you know or like for step number 2. Step number 3 is dive into the earnings reports, all the financial statements. Step number 4, use the screener to compare valuation of peers, competitors. Step number 5, build and track a watch list. Start off with 5 to 10 stocks, but you can slowly scale that as you get better, and constantly ask the right questions. This will make you a better researcher of stocks. Thanks for watching. Peace out.